couple of little etches, like there's one little line that goes through there. You know, these are not me. This is from years and years of doing this, but I think it's okay. I think that's all right. I love doing this, it's very satisfying. Taking off all of these things afterwards. Yeah, this is a good one. Yes. Nice. Yes. There we go. Finally got some round stickers. Like after I don't need them anymore really. Alright, these are going to be done next. So, but I'm going to do them only after the engine is back on the drive shaft and on the back wheel. Then I'll take these off and do them. Until then, they'll just be the normal colour. Still fun taking this off though, because it looks quite interesting two-tone. It made me pause, I'll be honest. So I'm planning on painting them black. Okay, so tonight I am going to open the clutch and inspect the clutch. I'm actually, from riding the bike, the clutch felt fine, so I don't think there's an issue with the clutch. However, there was that oil leak, that very slight oil leak from underneath, so my assumption is that the O-ring or the main rear seal is leaking, and they both need to be replaced. And to do that, I need to remove the clutch. So I wasn't going to do the whole thing. I kind of wanted to do it with Daryl, but I'm itching to at least inspect the clutch. So I'll take the clutch out and I'll have a look, measure it for wear, and just see whether I need a new clutch or whether it's got a lot of life left. It'll be quite interesting. I've never looked at a clutch before. So yeah, so that's the plan for the evening. Everything's painted and ready to bolt back together. So this is the last piece of work I want to do before we start reassembly. I thought I would just show you quickly all the things that I have bought in order to do this. Okay, so these are all the things that I have got. I bought all of this from a place called Munich Motorcycles somewhere in Australia. It came together, all the things that I think I need. Basically, you've got to replace all the hardware if you remove the clutch. So this is the main rear seal. Arbitrary looking thing, to be honest. It came with this inside. I presume that that's some sort of alignment tool. Don't know. This is the nut that you have to replace. This is the O-ring that I'm hoping is the only sort of part that's leaking. And then there are 6 bolts and 6 washers that are associated with, well, you'll see, I'll be taking them out right now. I've also got a toothbrush and a bit of this paste. So this is Optimol tea paste. I think it's now called Castrol something. It's the equivalent, they say, of that special paste that BMW sell that no one can find. I can't remember its name. I'll put it in the link. And then I made this. So this is a piece of a shelving bracket. It's the only thing I could find. And I did a very rough job of cutting it out according to the tooling specifications in the Haynes manual. And you use this to hold everything in place when you are retorquing the clutch bolts nut. So we'll see if that works. It's not really according to exact dimensions, but I think it'll be good enough. I've seen guys use blocks of wood. So if block of wood can work, then I'm pretty sure a close approximation of this tool can work. So let's give it a go. Okay, the first step is to make sure that you put everything back in the right alignment because it's balanced. So here's the cover, then we have the pressure plate, then we have the friction plate, then we have at the back we have the housing. I'm not sure exactly how to mark it, so I'm just going to mark everything so it goes back exactly the way it's come out. I want to get everything. I do that, that, whoops, there, and then the outer one. Okay, so I've marked everything I think I can see to mark. That, and put it in gear, but late now. Okay, there we go. Okay, it all came out just like that. So let's make sure everything can be lined up again. There it is. Okay, that's the mark. So there's the clutch. I mean, it looks, what do I know about clutches, but it looks beautiful. And I'm just going to make a mark so that we know which is the top. Oh, I've got the mark already, so there it is. We'll look at that just now. And of course I've made 2 marks. So I know it's not that one. It's this one. So I don't know what I don't know about this, but that's the spring, I presume. Okay, let's there they all are. Before we go any further and tackle that over there, let's just have a look at this clutch, should we? Let's measure it. So I think the minimum is 4.5. So let's see. 5.4. 5.5. This is a brand new clutch. 5.5. 4.5 is the minimum. This is, depending on how tightly I squash it, this is 5.4. This is a brand new clutch. Excellent. So in order for you to remove the nut to take out the rear of the clutch housing, you have to use a special tool to hold it in the housing in place. so that when you turn the nut, the housing doesn't turn. So they give you specs for how to draw this thing up. I've got diagrams. I made it exactly like that. It doesn't fit. So I've spent like 10 minutes drilling holes and adjusting it and moving it and trying very hard to get this to fit. I mean, it's a ridiculous tool that they've asked you to make, and if they don't give you the right dimensions, then either I'm doing something very wrong, or I don't know. I just don't understand it. Anyway, the point of this is that it doesn't turn. So I'm just going to put this bracket in, tighten it up, and let's see what happens when I try and turn that big nut. I don't even know if I've got a socket that big. I may not even have a socket, in which case that's the end of the evening. And I'll do more tomorrow. But let's see how we go. Will certainly be very interesting. If nothing else, I do. It's a 30. Obviously, it's my my biggest socket set. It's a 1/2 inch. I think I have got a torque wrench for that. I've got a torque wrench for all 3 sizes, so we should be good. There you go. Let's see if this works. Come on, go in. All right, fingers crossed. Don't you turn. And whew, okay, there we go, got it. Whew. Now this nut gets, you have to throw it away as well. What a pretty, such a pretty nut. I always wonder why. Alright, we're about to uncover the main rear seal. I am excited. Are you ready? Let's do this. Do we want to put it back the same way? No, it moves around. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. And pull. Wait, there's a little washer there I have to get out. Alright. Oh, okay. Comes out easily. There's no oil coming at the bottom here, so I don't think it's the O-ring, if that's where the O-ring is done. Here we go. So that's interesting, this white stuff. Anyway, let's not lose that. That's the O-ring. I figured it out. Now people break this O-ring by using a pick and cutting it, and I think I can get mine off just by pushing it. Let's try again. Pull it out, push it back in, then it's popped out a little bit there. See? Nope, I need a pick. Unfortunately, I don't have a pick, so I've had to bend something and hope that this will work. May work.
One eternity later.
Okay, there it is. Got the sucker off. Yes, please. There she is. And there's the leaking thingy. That's for sure. Look at that. Look at that. That's a telltale sign. The main seal has been leaking. And we're going to fix it. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I've just cleaned it up a little bit. This is actually in really good condition. The spline. There's no wear or deformation. I would say that this is a fairly new spline. There's no ways this is done 100,000 miles. So, and there's also a little bit of white paste that's got hard that I'm scraping out, which is probably the Stabarag PTM 30. This is the interesting bugger. Let's get this main seal out, should we? There we go. Let's try that. I'm not keen to push against this, but I'm keen to, I can push against the base. Its own base, come on. This is where you really want to have the right tools. Instead you do this. There we go. Got it, you dog. Let me just put this back on. The engine has been moving around in the straps quite a bit with all of this effort. Same idea. Okay, we just knock it in. I don't know whether I'm supposed to clean the oil out there or not. I am not sure. I wonder if I can find something with that diameter and then just, I just don't want to make it go in at an angle. Anyway, so I found this. This is a rock salt container. There's one of these go on top. Anyway, I took off the lid and that seems to fit perfectly. I would prefer it to be exactly the right diameter so I could see, but this will also knock it in to flush and go around that. So I'm hoping that this will work. Let's give it a go. More on that side. Yeah, it's going in and out all over the show. So as long as I end up being flush, I think I'm okay. That feels okay. It's definitely going in. Okay. That seems flush. All right. So now that that's in, I need to replace this bolt, and that involves three things. It involves the O-ring, the shouldered flanged bracket thing, and then the nut, the new nut. Okay, I briefly lost the shouldered thing, but there they are. So the O-ring, then this goes in with the flange facing the gearbox, then the nut goes in that way and it's tightened down. Now the tightening is 140 Newton meters of torque, so I have brought my torque wrench and it's been set to 140. Then you back it out and then you do it again to 100 or 50 plus 50 degrees, but I'll just go with 100 because that's what my service manual says. Now there's no indication of what lubrication goes on that spline. It's not the special paste. I think it's just oil. It's engine oil that actually lubricates that. I'm not sure. I've read in a lot of different places. I can't really figure out what goes there. And I've watched videos where nothing goes there, so they just push it back on. And it's the extra splines further down that take the special lube. First thing that happens. Let me just line up my things. So it's going to go roughly. I'll do it roughly like that. Okay, there we go. That's gone in. Nearly made a mistake there. So the clutch housing goes in, then the O-ring goes in. Just slide that all the way to the end. Come on. It's resistant. Okay. Vaguely how I remember it when I got to it. Okay, and then the flange goes in, which is actually going to push it down, from what I understand. Okay, and then the nut goes on, and the nut goes on that way. feeling any resistance. Oh, okay. So okay. There we go. That's not going anywhere. And it's going to want to turn the engine quite a bit. So I need to just watch that. Let's just go. There we go. That's 140. Okay. We back it away again. So I will loosen it. Again, the whole engine wants to come off. There we go. All right, and now we do 100. Let's reset the torque. Okay. And I want to go to 100. There you go, it's in and done. So next is putting the clutch back in. So I'll just take this plate off and then go and do some research about whether I need a clutch alignment tool or whether I can get away with it using a trick that some guys posted online where you need no tools. I don't have time or money to go and buy more tools. I think I found one of the marks. I think that's a mark. That's an alignment mark, I think. Just going to use this piece. Okay, it's all greased. So I've got to grease all the places where the pressure plate, this, touches the spring, and there are 12 little places here. So I'm just going to do that. Very light, apparently. Okay. They're not moving around much. It's too tight already. Let me back off a bit. Okay, backed off. Okay, there we go. That's giving us a little bit of alignment. Okay, so this is the way you center it if you don't have a centering tool. Is you actually just push the whole gearbox onto the thing and just try and line it up. I finally got it lined up. A few goes, but now technically I should just be able to remove this directly straight backwards and it's aligned. It's a horrible feeling I grabbed it. But let's try. Let's try tighten it here. Just going to go very gently on each side so I don't pivot it, because I read someone really went offline by talking down on the one side too early and it shifted the alignment. So I'm just going to go snug tight on everything. And hopefully that'll maintain it. I'll just double check again, and if it's still lined up, then I'll put on the lube and I think we'll be good. It does. I've got it lined up. Yay! So now I can torque them down. Okay, it's 21 Newton meters of torque. 21. So we'll just go around slowly, tightening them up. Suddenly get it out of alignment. Okay, I'm feeling insecure, so I want to try and pop it on one more time to make sure it hasn't shifted. Oh no, it hasn't. It's gone on fine. Okay, we're still good. Now we can tighten it up to 21. Okay, I think that's it. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm pretty sure we are good all the way around. Done. Okay, time for paste. Where's my paste gone? There it is. And where's my toothbrush? There it is. This is probably too much, but we'll see how we go. Yeah. End. Okay, it's the first time I'm putting on hardware that has been bagged before. That's kind of like symbolic of the rebuild, right? You can't, anything you take off and replace the same day is not the same as we took these off and now we're putting them back on after bagging them. So let's just give them a bit of a clean. Oopsie. I've just polished all of the bolts on the polishing wheel. They've come up much nicer, and that's because they actually protrude out of the case, so they need to look nice. Not that I really care about the ones down here, but they all got the same treatment. Anti-seize, and then on we go. 21 Newton meters of torque. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm feeling a little chuffed with myself that I got that job done. Didn't go smoothly, and I may have a problem. When I put the main rear seal in, it's supposed to be sort of 1/2 mil proud of the casing, and mine went in 1/2 mil in, so exactly the opposite. So I suspect I'm going to have leaks later, but I'll be darned if I'm going to ruin it by taking it out, waste another 3 weeks waiting for a new one, and then only continue. So it's in. I know how to do it next time if I need to do it again, and let's just get this thing back together.